Now they are underperformance, and my idea first is to try to help them, to have possibilities to improve, but at the beginning is take confidence, trust in each player, and to play together and create a good atmosphere inside, and to show everybody our best wishes to improve and to help the team.
It is great to have Unai Emery back in the Premier League at Aston Villa, and he's set his ambitions high. He said he wants to win a trophy with the club. What do you make of the appointment?
I think it's a fabulous appointment. Plundered the Europa League, of course, with Sevilla, won it with Villarreal as well, defied all the people who didn't rate him when he was at Arsenal, because the Villarreal team that he'd led to silverware, it was made up of a number of players that couldn't cut it with Premier League clubs. But he is a guy who knows how to get the sum of the parts together, get them functioning well, get them working hard. What he needs at Villa is time. I don't think Dean Smith had enough time. They threw him overboard after he got them promoted at first sign of trouble. I don't think Steven Gerrard had enough time, because you need to be able to build. He lost Gerrard. He brought in a centre-half, Diego Carlos, from Sevilla. Lost him straight away. So straight away your defensive base is affected. Coutinho, 1 goal in I think 20-odd appearances. He needs more reinforcements, and I think as far as the club are concerned, if you don't give people the time to build, how are they going to be able to get the kind of results that Emery was able to get with Villarreal and with Sevilla?
Well, from watching them this season, Jermaine, what do you think is the thing he needs to focus on first?
Defence, straight away. Look, if you're conceding goals and you're not scoring goals, you need to address something quickly, and the first thing is you stop the goals, because you're starting off every game with a point. So if you're stopping people from scoring, then you're leaving yourself with an opportunity, a chance to come away from the game with a minimum of a point, possibly 3. But then on the other side of that, you've got a great wealth of attacking experience in that team. You've got Danny Ings, you've got Ollie Watkins, there's Leon Bailey, Buendia, you've got Coutinho, there's Ramsey. There's so many really, really clever, intelligent, smart football players on that pitch that can cause problems for opposition defenders. They, for me, speaking as a forward, need to be free. Just let them express themselves. Don't put too many instructions in their ears. Just let them rotate as they need to. Let them flow, and you'll see the results. We saw it almost immediately after Steven Gerrard lost his job. They won 4-0 straight away against a difficult Brentford side. So just give them the freedom. Yeah.
But then they lost 4-0 last weekend. It's consistency, isn't it? And that's one of the things Unai Emery is going to need to work on. Is one of the other problems he needs to solve, figuring out how to be able to get Buendia and Coutinho in the same team and making it effective, because they're both fantastic players. Yeah,
I ultimately don't think they will end up in the same team. I think you're right, they're both fantastic players, but I think that Aston Villa side needs protection for the back four as an urgent priority. I know, for example, that he tried to sign Rodrigo Bentancur before Spurs moved in, and then Villa had no chance. Bentancur wanted to go to London. But had he been able to sign a Bentancur and then get Kamara, the midfielder that they signed from, I think it was Lille they signed him from, then maybe they would have had some protection for that back four. They don't have it at the moment. It's far too easy to play against Aston Villa. I don't even think, I can tell you now, they won't win this game. They've taken 1 point from 14 matches against teams in the top 6. They've conceded 33 goals. Man United are a well-oiled machine right now. They are not going to win this game. I know you can sack me if they do win this game. but I think as far as Villa are concerned, he will be looking at the players he needs to bring in January as a starting point to changing this team.
As you say, it's a tough first game for Unai Emery. Manchester United, the visitors, and they've been in such good form recently. They're unbeaten in 9 matches in all competitions. Have you been impressed with the way Erik Ten has managed to turn things around after what was an awful first 2 games of the season?
I have been relatively impressed, to be honest. They're not necessarily playing really exciting football, but they're getting the job done. They're picking up results, not necessarily only wins, but they're picking up draws in difficult games as well. And that's something that we've not seen from Manchester United in a long time. You know, they get under a little bit of pressure and then they crumble and concede a goal. That's what we're used to seeing over the last 18 months to 2 years. But you look at the last results there. one loss in the last however many games it was, 5 or 6.
6.
No, 6 in the Premier League. They look like they've turned a corner. They look like they're playing with confidence. A lot of the younger players as well, Marcus Rashford being a leader out of those younger players, look like they're happy again. Look like they've got that hunger, that desire back again. And he started to do things that I enjoyed watching him do a year and a half, 2 years ago. He started picking the ball up and being positive, driving at pace against the defenders, towards the defenders.
Do you know what that is? It's because they've got a plan now. And
Yes.
they don't rely on players that they sign for commercial value. They rely on grafters. Guys that maybe when they sign them, you're not that impressed. But suddenly you see them start to play and you see where the money's gone. Lisandro Martinez at centre-half's been outstanding. All this nonsense about his height. He's got positional awareness. He reads the game superbly well and he works and he denies you time and space.
Good pass on him as well, hasn't he?
Honestly, I mean, this guy is a fabulous footballer and I think he's made a lot of people eat their words so far. And I think you're right. The culture around the club has changed so much that the players that were being written off by fans and neutrals under the previous regimes, they're suddenly getting a second lease of life and they're showing us what they can do. And I'm most pleased for Rashford, as you were saying, because I think a lot of people wrote him off prematurely. And I'm glad he stayed and I'm glad he is now showing that it would be absolute madness not to take him to the World Cup.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Last week he scored his 100th goal for Manchester United, which is an amazing milestone for him to reach at his age.
Yeah.
The trouble is with Manchester United at the moment, despite all of those positive things we've said, they're struggling to score plenty of goals in matches. We saw that in the Europa League in the week. They needed to score 2 and not concede in order to go through as group winners. They couldn't get that second goal.
Yeah.
They've got injuries in their attack. Anthony's injured. Anthony Martial is injured as well. Ronaldo's not the Ronaldo we're used to. So how do they solve that?
Not by putting Maguire up front. I don't know what he was thinking.
He was desperate. Try everything.
All that is, they're creating chances, they're creating opportunities, they're testing the opposition goalkeepers. All I would say is move the ball a little bit quicker and be a bit more, have a little bit more self-belief when you're in front of goal. Blank out all the noise, which is easy. It's easy to say when you're sitting down, but you know, just understand that when you're in front of goal, within 15, 18 yards of the goal, put your foot through the ball. Have confidence in your abilities. That's literally it.
I expect them to sign a striker in January. I think they'll go big for maybe the Napoli striker, Victor Osimhen.
He's fantastic.
He's a fabulous footballer, very physical, great pace.
Direct.
Very direct. I think they need that kind of investment in January because they're on a fantastic run of wins and games. And I think if they get that added striker and that maybe that player who you know all about it, they make you think to yourself, oh, I better raise my game here. Suddenly, it could be a game changer for them in terms of the top 4.
Top 4? No title race this season?
No
just
title
top 4?
Title race? Nope.
No?
Nope.
Completely out of it?
Leave it alone.
Leave it out. All right, let's move on and talk about Man City, who are in the title race.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Normal services resumed.
They face Fulham this weekend. Let's hear from Marco Silva after we hear from Pep Guardiola.
They have a good process from behind, and of course when it's under pressure they can use the long balls with Mitrovic, then the 10 long balls with 9, or even the second balls is for them.